This is April 2009 and we've come to Yorkshire for a very special loft visit. This is Brian and Thelma Denney of Strensall, one of the top long distance lofts in England. Good afternoon, Brian.
Good afternoon, Keith.
It is a nice afternoon.
It's absolutely beautiful. I think best day this year, certainly.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to come up here again, mate. It's been 10 years since I've been last up.
It was a nice day last time you were up.
Yeah,
I thought you were never going to come again.
No, well, we're here, mate. Tell us about one or two of your recent performances, Brian.
Well, yeah, this last couple of years have been exceptional from Tarbes with the National Flying Club. When you're looking at Tarbes, to fly up here, it's 748 miles. And this last 2 years, I've won first section K, 5th Open, 17th Open, 27th Open and 31st Open in 2007, and this last year, 2008, I took the first 6 in the section, had the only bird in the section on the day, flying 16 hours and 15 minutes on the wing. I've called him Brian's Blue.
Yeah.
He's a 4-year-old widow cock. For his performance from there, he won the Queen's Coronation Trophy from the RPRA for the best performance long distance in the United Kingdom.
Fantastic, Brian. And there are a lot of them pigeons are bred round Tough Nut.
Yes, they are. All my family are related, every one of them related, to go back to the key pigeons, which I've had for some years flying to this loft. And Tough Nut is one of the key pigeons in the loft. He's still going strong now. He's 13 years old. He's on his youngsters at present time. Several of his direct children were amongst the first 6 in the section this year. His grandchildren, everything with his bloodlines in is good.
Fantastic. Yeah. This is Brian's very smart 35-foot loft. It's self-built and it's L-shaped. All trapping is through open doors, and the stock birds are kept at the back. This is the scene inside Brian's stock loft. Beautiful big nest boxes, and these pigeons are paired up on the 7th of February. So this is Champion Tough Nut then, Brian?
Yeah, that's him. That's the boy. He's 13 years old now, Keith. Looks a picture, doesn't he?
He's a beautiful cock.
Yeah, and he's paired to that lovely little hen there. She's very inbred, and she's a granddaughter of Blue Paw, which was one of my very good hens from Paw. Got 2 sections, 2nd and 4th section, and was 41st in 2000 and 201st Open from Paw as a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. And they're breeding some very good youngsters.
Yeah, and Tough Nut was first section, 5th Open from Poe.
He was, yes, at 738 miles.
Fantastic. Yeah. Champion Tough Nut. A fantastic long distance family of pigeons. Can you tell us all about them?
Yes, I can, Keith. I started here to found this family of pigeons way back in 1960s. I've been trying ever since to get it better and better. The ultimate aim from the start was to fly Paw at 738 miles. That was my ambition from the start. I've endeavoured to do that, and I think at present time I've got a team as good as I've had at any time. They're not only winning themselves at 748 miles from Tarbes, they're also breeding pigeons what's winning as well. I've got fathers, sons, grandsons, all what's been winners themselves at that distance, and the sons are winning, the grandsons are winning at that distance, and I think now the family is as good as I can get it.
Yeah, when did you start up then, Brian?
When did I start?
Yeah.
I started here in 1962.
Yeah.
And some of these pigeons go right away back to those pigeons from that time, which now we're looking at 47 years.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've introduced different blood along the lines. Some of the blood what's come in is some Van Broen blood, which come from David Harrison at St Helens, I was very, very lucky really, because David came over here and he bought a son of my dark Peron, which was a cracking sticklebout pigeon, and he took it home and he paired it to a Van Broen hen, and he sent me a youngster back which was Tough Nut.
Oh.
Something that we developed with friendship, and Tough Nut has been one of the key pigeons for this last 13 years in the loft.
What was the original pigeons you had back in the 60s then, Brian?
Well, these pigeons actually go back to them. They go back right away back to Derek Smith from Great Ayton, which was the Lolita family. And the Lolita family of Derek Smith's was a real good long distance hard day pigeons. Cracking pigeons. He had Lolita was the only bird on the day from Borges in the Up North Combine with a big entry. That was in the early 60s. I was fortunate actually because Derek let me have both eggs and youngsters off Oyster and off Lolita. And that bloodlines, if you want to look at it, goes right away back to the 60s, and it's still in the loft now. But as I said before, I have introduced pigeons to them, mostly sticklebout pigeons, which have come from Mazzarella's down at Leicester. And they're developing into a really good working family.
Brian, when you bring in a pigeon in, what do you look for?
And performance.
Yeah.
Performance, really. Everything what comes in the loft now has to be done some good, or the family has done some good at 750 miles.
Yeah.
Because it's no good bringing anything into my loft now that isn't as good. And what I would like to say about these pigeons, and the pigeons what I've got in the loft, is that they're not overs, they're racing pigeons.
Yeah.
And this family of pigeons are racing when they come from Paw or Tarbes at that distance at 748 miles. They're not plodders.
No.
They get back and they get winning velocities. So much so that this year I had a pigeon called Brian's Blue. He flew 748 miles on the day.
Absolutely
16 hours and 15 minutes on the wing. So when you've got a family of pigeons what will put it in when it's fast, but equally so, they're still there when the conditions and the distance is tough. They're still there. And so I look at them as a good all-round family, and I'm proud to call them the Bride Ends 700-mile winning family.
This is Brian's Blue then, Brian. Tell me all about him.
Yeah, that's Brian's Blue. As you see, look, he's just feeding a cracking pair of youngsters. About 4 days old. Yeah, Brian's Blue, yeah, that's the pigeon what flew from Tarbes, 748 miles on the day. 16 hours and 15 minutes on the wing.
What time did you clock him?
I clocked him at 5 minutes past 10
Absolutely
at night.
fantastic.
It was dark. It was dark.
And how was he bred?
He's bred off a son of Classic Lad, and his mother was a granddaughter of Blue Paw, and Classic Lad was bred off Blue Paw as well. So it's run right through. She scored from Paw, did Blue Paw. Classic Lad won first in the Northern Classic from Saints at 573 miles on the day. He had about 14 and a quarter hours on the wing. So he was bred for it, and he put an excellent performance up, and he was the one that won the RPRA award for the long distance, best long distance performance in the UK. Yeah, anyway, here's a bad lad. Here's a bad lad. I'll just have a look at this little fella here, look at him, he's a cheeky boy as well. Yeah, the two brothers, these kids, off Classic Land.
Right, Brian, this is your champion stock cock Maxi. Tell me all about him.
Yeah, that's Maxi, all right. He is a champion stock cock, is that one. He sired my first 4 pigeons from Tarbes last year, 2007. There were 5th Open, 17th Open, 27th Open and 31st Open. 3 of them were brothers and the other one was a half-brother. Yeah, he's a good pigeon. He's paired to a daughter of Tough Nut, and that's what they're breeding. Maxi himself is off Classic Lad, when Classic Lad was paired to a daughter of Tough Nut.
Tell us about your old bird system then, Brian.
Yes, Keith. I fly a system total widowhood. That means I fly both the cocks and the hens in the widowhood system. I wouldn't fly them any other way. It's the normal system, pair up early February, mid-February. They rear the youngsters, and then I separate the hens, take the hens away when the youngsters are probably about 16 or 17 days old. Leave the cocks to rear them, and then when they finish rearing them, they're on widowhood.
Do you break them down?
I don't break them down at all.
No.
No, I never break pigeons down at all.
This is the scene inside one of Brian's widowhood sections. These are the cocks, they're now on the widowhood system, ready for racing. And these are also paired up in February. This is Dark Charm then, Brian. Can you tell me all about him?
Yeah, that Dark Charm is an inbred grandson of Tough Nut, and he himself was first Section K, 5th Open from Tarbes at 748 miles. He's a cracking pigeon. I'll put him now to stock, which is my policy for all the section winners, so that the blood continues to run right through the loft.
Yeah, youngster out of him went at Blackpool this year, didn't it? It raised £1,200, didn't it?
Oh yes,
for charity.
Yeah, it was at Blackpool. Yeah, I gave one to a charity sale for the RPRA. It was a direct son of Dark Charm, and yeah, it made £1,200.
Anything, can we? We can talk about lots and lots.
Tell us about young birds then, Brian. How did you breed each season?
Yeah, well, the young birds, I breed about 40 for my own use, Keith. I like to fly them down to the coast if I can, 220 miles. If they get about 5 or 6 races, I think it puts them in good stead for the future years.
Was that inland?
Yes, it's inland actually. Not time or two I have sent them over the water, but I don't really gear myself up for that actually. The youngsters are just, they're bred actually with the intentions of flying 748 miles when they're 2 years old, 3 years old,
yeah,
and probably get better 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. That's when what I'm breeding pigeons for. I'm not breeding them to win young bird races, I'm breeding them for the future.
You're a National Flying Club enthusiast then, Brian?
Yes, I am, Keith. It's the finest club I think in the country. I've always been a supporter, strong supporter of the National. More now as I'm getting older probably, a more established family. I don't want so much running about, sprinting, and I'm pleased really that the fancy in general seems to be going more swinging toward long distance racing, which I think clubs like the National Flying Club can only get better, and I hope they do.
Yeah, well, Brian, thank you very much for having me around today, mate. It's been a great pleasure again.
It's been a pleasure, Keith, having you this morning, and I think you've done a good job.
Thanks, mate.
And thank you very much.